Alright, Brush Monkeys, we're back, and this week we are painting Sister Frasine de la Tour. There's her card from Raging Heroes, Sisters of the Orphanage line. This is sort of the fantasy version of their Daughters of the Crucible line. As you may recall, a while back we did Sister Justicia Luz from the Daughters of the Crucible. You can see it's essentially the same figure. Just the modern futuristic one has guns and the other one's got a sword. The other one is, the new one is also more of a, or actually less of a pinup style, and that she's more covered up than the Daughters of the Crucible line. This figure was is normally sold as part of the Sisters of the Orphanage line. Like I said, it's like their medieval version of the Daughters of the Crucible, and in this case I bought it as part of a St. Patrick's Day bundle, so she's being rebranded, so to speak, as Guardian of the Forest. So her habit and her armor and everything are going to be, I'm going to do the leg armor and her boots in snakeskin leather. Her habit is going to be green instead of the black and white. The wimple and the face covering there are still going to be white, I think. But the habit will be dark green, and it'll have a lighter green lining to it. And she's got a lot less skin showing than the Daughters of the Crucible one. So I think this will be fun to paint, and there's a couple of others that are like this that'll come up in the next couple of weeks. You'll see them. But yeah, I think she's going to be fun to paint. So I'm going to go ahead and pause here and get started, and then we'll come back when I've made some progress. Alright, see you soon. Alright, we made some progress on our girl here, so it's time to do an update. As you can see, I've got her skin done, and I've got the light green liner done. I've got the medium green on her bodysuit there done. And for the habit, I started painting with scorpion green. It was an old Citadel color. Turned out way too bright, way brighter than I would have liked. And so I decided to do it in the orc flesh contrast paint instead, and I think that's come out much closer to the shade of green that I was hoping for there. And of course, obviously it's shaded and highlighted itself, so that's a step up. So I'm gonna, because that contrast paint is still wet, I'm gonna go ahead and take a break, let that dry, and when we come back we'll do her armor. As you can see, she's got some bracers there with some hand coverings on her hands, and then these armored boots, all gonna be snakebite leather. I may go over this belt that she's got. She's got a pistol holster there with no pistol. I think it's just because they recycled parts of another figure to make that. But yeah. So when we come back, we'll do the armor, we'll do the wimple and her face covering there. And yeah. So we'll see you soon. Bye. Alright, we're making some progress on Sister Frasine here. As you can see, the greens dried really nicely on her habit. I painted those three little strips hanging there from the belt to match the lining of her habit. Also painted the whites. Actually, I based them in Ulthwyn Gray, shade washed them with a little bit of Nuln Oil, and then painted them with the Army Painter Matte White. And then some of the leather I based with Wraithbone. Her belt and her bracers I based with Wraithbone. The boots I just went ahead and painted the way they were, already Zenithal primed. And I really like how they turned out. I think it looks like a nice two different types of leather on there. It looks really good. So the metallics are up next. She's got a little like gold sensor on her belt. She's got that chain around the back there. and of course the hilt and pommel of her sword. I may go ahead and take that darker green and paint. I just realized that right above her hands there's just a little bit of green showing there, so I may take a little bit of the dark green and paint that in before I put the gold hilt on there. But yeah, she's coming along pretty nicely. So I'm going to go ahead and paint that hilt, and her blade will be done with Basilicum Gray, and then dry brushed with Necron Compound, and then all the golds will be Balthazar Gold and then Vallejo Old Gold over that. So I think it's going to look really nice. So I'm going to pause here and go start those. See you soon. Bye. Alright, I have finished the golds and based the sword on our girl. You can see her gold chains look really good. A little gold incense burner thing hanging down there looks good. Hilt of her sword's looking pretty good. She has a little gem right there in the middle of her sword. So I painted that, I based that white, and I'm going to paint that with the Tesseract Glow technical paint. I think that's going to look really nice. Have that nice kind of glowy green look to it, but that's going to have to wait until after I dry brush the sword. The sword itself, the blade itself, is still wet. I just put the contrast paint on there. So I'm going to let that dry, and then when we come back we'll dry brush that. We'll dry brush the gold chain and the sensors here with a little bit of Golden Griffin, just to kind of make that a slightly different gold than the rest of it. And yeah, our girl's coming along pretty nicely. I really like how she's looking. So I'm going to take a break and let that blade finish drying, and then we'll come back and finish her up. Okay, see you soon. Bye. Alright, I have the steel dry brushed, I have the gold dry brushed, I have the base painted with the Dark Angels green, and I even got the little gemstone painted. Both the gemstone and the base are still wet. I may do another layer of the gemstone just to give it a little more depth of color. It feels a little flat right now, but I like it. I think that bright green is going to make a nice center point to all the rest of the greens in this figure. I think she really looks good. Like I said, the gem and the base are still wet, so I'm going to let them dry, and then when I come back I'll add another layer onto the green, dry brush the base, and I think the next time you see this gal, she's going to be completely done, because she's coming along really nicely. Alright, so see you soon. Bye. Alright, brush monkeys, there she is, our finished Sister Frasine de la Tour. And she looks pretty good. I'm pretty happy with how she turned out. The variants of the greens and everything, the metallics, the shine of that gold, what little skin she's got showing. Not too shabby. I'm pretty happy with it. So I'm calling her done, and next week we will start in on a different figure. Off the top of my head I don't know which one, but we'll see. So it'll be a surprise for both of us. Thanks for watching, and I will see you guys then. Bye. Hey Brush Monkeys, Tom from Flying Monkey Studios here. If you like what you see, click like down below. If you want to be notified when new videos come out, go ahead and click subscribe. It's like over here somewhere, right there. Those will both help with my YouTube numbers and bring me that much closer to monetizing this channel and being able to do what I love to do full time. If you want to get your hands on some of the miniatures I've painted here, visit our Instagram and Tumblr pages. I post pictures of both of those on a regular basis. I post videos on TikTok on a regular basis, mostly to direct traffic here to the YouTube channel, but you know, there's some other stuff there that's kind of cool, so go check that out. And if you want to show some love for your favorite monkey based miniature painter, go check out our merch store at storefrontier.com/flyingmonkeystudios to get our t-shirts, sweatshirts, long sleeve t-shirts, can cozies, aprons, face masks. We've got all kinds of stuff there in a bunch of different colors, including tie-dye. We've got some tie-dye shirts on there if you want to check that out. So go check that out. go check us out on our other social medias and follow us on Twitter for updates on the channel as well. And thanks for watching, and I will see you guys later. Bye.